Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students. Welcome to OSV System 9th class senior section girls wing. I am Ms. Rabia Khalid and I am going to teach you the English subject in this session. I hope that you people are doing very well at your homes and you're taking care of yourselves also. And I hope that you people are doing your assignments in time. So let's move to our topic. We are studying unit number 9, Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost, and this is week 7 and day 3 lecture. We have done with the last 2 lectures as well, which is related to this very unit. Here are the course contents. We have done with the reading explanation of the poem, comprehension and paraphrasing, and I hope that you people have understood these last lectures. And I have told you that if you still feel any confusion, you can tell me or contact me. So today we are going to study alliteration and imagery, which are the poetic devices which are used in poetry. So let's move to our topic. First of all, we need to understand the poetic device which is used in the poetry or poems, which is known as imagery. Imagery is the use of figurative language to represent objects, feelings or ideas with words that appeal to one of our 5 senses. So imagery is basically explaining the images with respect to 5 senses which you have already. Actually, the imagery is the figurative language which is used in the poetry and which is related to your 5 senses. And whenever you are reading any kind of poem or poetry, you can understand the poem very well if the imagery technique is used. So this is the definition, basic definition of the poetic device imagery. Here are the examples of imagery. It is given with respect to 5 senses. First is sight. Smoke mysteriously puffed out from the clown's ears. So this is related to the sight, which you can see, which you can observe and see in the poetry. Second is sound. Tom placed his ear tightly against the wall. He could hear a faint but distinct thump, thump, thump. So thump, thump, thump is the sound, and this imagery technique is given with respect to sound, which you can feel in the poetry that this is the sound of this very thing which is explained in the poetry. Third one is touch. The burlap wall covering scraped against the little boy's cheek. The burlap wall covering scraped against the little boy's cheek. So you can observe that on the little boy's cheek something is scraped against over his cheek. So it is related to the touch, and this imagery technique is related to the touch, and you can feel this very feeling whenever you are reading a poetry. And if the description is given in this way, this means that this imagery technique is used with respect to the touch. Fourth one is taste. A salty tear ran across onto her lips. Actually, this is not happening in real life but in poetry, just to create the interest and creativity and images in the poetry. This technique is used with respect to taste, like you can feel the thing which is going on in the poetry. So this is the imagery technique with respect to taste. Fifth one is smell. Cinnamon, that's what wafted into his nostrils. So it is actually in poetry, things are not going real, but in order to make it real and feelable, these imagery techniques are used with respect to these 5 senses to make you feel that this is happening actually in the poem. You can feel, you can see, you can touch and taste and all that. You can feel these all 5 senses in the poetry. So imagery is a very important technique in any kind of poetry. If it is not used, then you can't feel the poetry. So let's move to our next topic. Next is alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of initial consonant sound in 2 or more neighboring words or syllables. So alliteration is the repetition of initial consonant sounds. There are vowels and consonants. A, E, I, O, U are vowels and the sounds which word create having a, e, I, o, u in the start of every word, these are known as vowel sounds, whereas this technique is alliteration because it is the repetition of the same consonant sound in the whole sentence or word. It is also known as initial rhyme. So here are some examples. The wild winds of winter. So you can see the W consonant or alphabet is repeated in the sentence in every word. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. So you can feel the sound of P letter, which is P, in this sentence, and you can see the repetition of P in the whole sentence. So this is known as alliteration. If you feel any kind of repetition of consonant sound in any sentence, which it is known as alliteration, and it is also very important technique in any poetry to create a rhythm and to create a creativity and a beautiful sound in a poem. So dear students, I hope that you have understood the two poetic devices which are known as imagery and alliteration, and you can find it in the poem which we are studying actually. So here is your assignment. You have to answer the given questions on page 85 and 86 which is related to your topic, and I hope that you have understood your assignment as well. Take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.